But more what I'm trying to get to is the pace of change. Is it changing fundamentally how you invest in AI? Or do you consider things to more or less be going to continue down the path? You all have done a beautiful job laying out the complexity of the current moment. But how nimble do you have to be right now?
I can give you a few examples. One, in addition to OpenAI, we've been looking at other foundation model companies from a sovereign approach. We've invested in a company called Sakana out of Japan because we do believe that certain countries, certain geopolitical areas will want to have and own their own model, especially for defense, for their own internal infrastructure, for their own, for national security applications. So similarly, we've done an investment in India, and we continue to look for different big economic powers. That's just on the infrastructure side. Again, coming back to new business models or completely rethinking companies, we've invested in a company called Cognitos, which is trying to reimagine what RPA should look like. Earlier in RPA, for every dollar that is being spent on software, up to $5 is being spent on humans to continue maintaining that software. And that is very expensive and cumbersome for enterprises. Can we reimagine that? And that can be done now because business folks that do not have a technical background can, with the help of LLMs, directly code business logic in a way that can be automated and maintained and changed and edited as needed. And that can completely reimagine. So I wanted to give some examples so people get more ideas about what they could focus on and what they could be building. But there are tons of opportunity out there, and we look for all of those different areas with a different thesis about large markets, what is capable now because of the capability of AI, and where is a new business model that can be built and captured.
I agree with you, Jennifer. It's a lot of change, right? This environment, every day there's new news, there's a new model, there's a new company, and it makes it, I think it's fun, obviously, as an investor. That's what we enjoy, that's what we live for, is seeing all these new developments come out. But it certainly makes our job hard too, right? Because we've got to stay on top of it, we've got to analyze it, we've got to think, okay, well, how do we think the world is going to take another step forward, right? So it also requires a second layer, a third layer of thinking beyond that. And so I do think that in this environment where things are changing very quickly, you have to stay nimble. You have to be in the hub of it all, which I think every country has a lot of different hubs as well. But I think one of the primary ones is Silicon Valley, where a lot of these new models and new developments are coming out. And so you've got to stay with an ear on the ground, kind of listening to everything and figuring out how are things going to change.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean.